Hello, everyone. Welcome in. As per usual, going to take a quick 30 seconds to a minute. Make sure the audio and video is looking good before we get too deep into talking about anything. All right, looks good, everybody. Let me know on your side, is the audio, is the video all good? And if so, we are going to get started, baby. How's everybody doing today? Obviously, a pretty interesting day in the market, seeing some green, some red. And so we're going to kind of go through it a little bit today. I know I live streamed yesterday, but I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to do another live stream with you all. This is going to be more of a hangout today. If you are rewatching this video, I may need to go put some timestamps in afterwards, because I kind of just want to hang out with you guys. Not too official, nothing too crazy, just kind of hanging out, talking about some crypto and just, what else do you do on a beautiful Thursday? Thursday was just outside hanging out with the dogs, threw the ball for a little bit, went to the gym, got some Panda Express. And now it is time to look at some crypto. Made a video this morning going over XRP, talked a little bit about what's going on there. Feel free to check that out if you haven't. And now I want to kind of look at the market itself. I'd like to spend a good bit of the beginning of this video kind of doing a recap on the market. I actually haven't had a chance to look at crypto in general today. So you guys will kind of get to see how I do my daily routine, what things I look at, what things I go through, all that good stuff. And yeah, that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to look at the market, see if there's any news, check some indicators, check some charts, see if I'm going to sell anything or buy anything. And then we're going to... I guess we'll just go from there. We'll just kind of figure it out. So welcome in, everybody. I hope you are having a fantastic day today. Let's jump into the chat for a second. What's up, everyone? All right. How we feeling? Tyler, could you look into Bonk? Sure, I'll look into it in a little while. Been DCing that motherfucker since forever. All right. Written in the stars. Okay. Been waiting for you to go live all day. Well, Nicola, today, or right now, is the now. Welcome in, everybody. How's it going? Gotcha. I tell you, think start to see a descending channel on the charts. I'll let you know in a second. I haven't actually had the chance to look at the market today, so you guys will get to see some of my live in the field analysis. I got up today. I recorded my XRP vid. Then I had to do some stuff with a sponsor that I did. A company called Bitfunded, really cool prop trading firm for some of you who do trading. You'll see that on the channel pretty soon. Yeah, that was pretty fun. Very happy about that. What else did I do? Got some stuff done from the school, got some stuff done for the company, got to the gym, got some Panda Express. So good morning to say the least. But again, as I mentioned before, we're going to get into the market today. I'll kind of take you guys through my morning routine and all that good stuff. Not morning routine, but my analysis routine. More of a hangout session for the day, as I mentioned before. Shout out to you, Super Stangs IG. I would hope those are Mustangs. We still in the HMZ, or is the hype too good to stop? No, we're still in the HMZ for sure. Do you like Avax? Yeah, I like Avax. Good one. Where's the coffee? I'm not a coffee drinker, guys. I just really only drink water. I did have a Body Armor IV this morning because I was a little dehydrated. I needed to kind of fill up on some nutrients and stuff, or electrolytes, I meant. But I'm just a water drinker. I don't know why. I don't really like drinking many things. I just like drinking water, maybe lemonade here and there. I don't know. You guys know how I am. I'm weird, dude. Crypto Moses sub in. Crypto is Mo in here? Tell Mo to come get on the stream. Shorters will get right. All right, how we feeling, baby? What's general sentiment? How y'all feeling today? We're going to get started here in about a minute. So let me know. How you feeling? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling bad? Are you feeling weird? How we doing? Pepe Reddit community growing like crazy. Is Pepe on the move? Let's see. What's Pepe doing? Pepe's not up to much today. I also don't know where this came from, but it's been kind of the thing I've been fidgeting with all day, so don't mind me. Greetings from the Netherlands. I said that like motherland. The Netherlands. Welcome in. Do it. Win open long trades. I'm not longing yet, but it's not a terrible time. Need some SHIB excitement. Love it. Thoughts on Jasmy? Do you guys trade crypto stock? I'm just a crypto guy. I do have a pretty decent bag of stocks recently. I can actually show you that. I'm comfortable showing that. I'm not too comfortable with some other stuff. But I have been building this up. The last few days, or like 2 weeks, because I have my I have some stocks. I like to kind of buy stocks in a bunch of different places. And so I've been building this portfolio up, this Robinhood portfolio up a good bit. I started this one probably like shoot, I don't know, maybe a month and a half ago or so. I'd like to get this one to a six-figure portfolio. I kind of hate Robinhood, but it is convenient. So I have been investing in the stocks a lot more recently, and rotating a good bit of my profits into stocks, but I haven't been trading stocks. I don't think I'll ever trade stocks in my whole life, probably. Yeah, I'm still holding Brett. Brett's just not really done anything. It's not really giving us much to talk about, to be honest. What's up, everyone? 400 people in here. This is supposed to just be a hangout session, but hey, I guess we're hanging out with the whole crew. How you doing? Okay, y'all ready? Let's go. Let's look at the market. Hello, Tyler from Israel. How's it going, Sarah? Shout out to you, Skylar. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy to have everybody in here on this beautiful Thursday. Southern Louisiana feeling good today, guys. 60 degrees and sunny. Don't get much better than that. All right. Let's see. Share screen. Which one of these screens is it? I think it's this one. Hopefully. Let's see. Bam, bam. All right, boom, baby. Let's rock and roll, shall we? Let's see what the market's doing today. I really haven't had a chance to catch up on it, so this will be my first look at it today. Oh, guys, I did want to tell you, I'm going to start uploading some YouTube shorts pretty soon here. I'm going to start uploading some YouTube shorts pretty soon here. So make sure, I don't know if there's like something else you need to do. I'm not really super in tune with the YouTube shorts scene, but I do want you guys to keep an eye out in the short section right here. I'm going to be uploading some. I talked about, like, I'm going to be kind of going more into depth about my tweets and stuff. So feel free to go check that out if you want. And again, don't forget to go follow me on Twitter at Tyler Crypto Talk. Anywho, shameless shilling aside, let's see what's going on. So 24 hours a little bit boring, honestly, for Bitcoin, for ETH. Let me know if there's anything exciting going on in your guys' crypto portfolios, but nothing too crazy here. XRP obviously going nuts. I did make a video about that earlier. Feel free to go check that out if you want. Big stuff going over there for XRP. Very good stuff. Solana killing it today. 7% on the day. How we looking? Let's see. 7-day Solana looking sweet. 213. A little bit of a struggle there. That's an interesting thing. Let me see what that looks like from a chart perspective. A little preliminary chart analysis, if I do say so. 4 hour. Kind of climbing, obviously broke descending channel. Still struggling to put in that higher high. I would assume there's some sort of little bearish divergence. Yeah, a little bearish divergence, but nothing too bad. Solana's looking pretty good, very good. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a little while. All righty. BNB, not doing much. Doge moving. Cardano moving. Oh, buddy. What's this bad boy up to? Cardano looking good. Looks like a fourth wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little 3-4 wave or something. Pretty consistent climb here for Cardano on the 7-day. That's good to see. Looks like it's trying to recover those weekly levels. Some sort of little more macro cup and handle or something like that, if I had to guess. Let's see. Obviously not a cup and handle because it's at the top of a move. Or I mean, technically it definitely could be. Definitely could be. What we got here? Some sort of little consolidatory structure here. Some little something. I don't know what you would call this. I mean, it looks cup and handle to me, but obviously we're not really at the bottom of a macro move to call this one, but it is interesting. Looks like maybe ADA may give us some sort of breakout. Maybe we see a rotation from XRP into ADA. That could be an interesting play. I'll obviously come back to that. This isn't the technical analysis portion of the day. I just kind of like, again, if you're new in the stream right now, smash the like button, of course. But what I'm doing right now, guys, is I'm just kind of going through, giving a little overview of what's happening in the market. I haven't had a chance to check it out today. H-bar going nutty. Let's see what's happening here. Yeah, there's a lot going on here that I don't understand. I mean, I'm all for it, but I got no idea what this stuff means. I know what this one means, obviously, but I don't know what this means. H-bar 372, smashing it. How we looking on the monthly? Picking up some steam here. Yearly picking up a lot of steam. Looks like we got the breakout of that channel I told you guys about. Yeah, absolutely. H-bar opening that door, baby. I think Hedera might be looking for that push, my boy. Oh, that'd be nice. We had the descending channel, obviously, breakout of the descending channel. You guys know we got a big purchase in right here at the bottom of that green zone. Smashed that buy, came back down. We bought again on this 50% back test. Came back down. We didn't, I don't remember if I bought right here or not. I can't remember. But looking like H bar's pushing up, just cleared the golden zone. Man, if this bad boy can maintain some support here, if we can hold some support, maintain here, I think H bar pushing. I think this bad boy might be trying to chase 50 cents. I think we might be seeing H bar chase 50 cents pretty soon here. A little bit sketchy here, obviously, on the 4 hours. And again, we're going to get into all this stuff in a little while here, but we still do have that the valid fifth wave to the upside on this 5-wave macro structure. So yeah, I think H bar giving us a push up towards 45, 50 cents might be on the way, baby. That's great stuff. What's that looking like? Another 17, 20% up? Man, looking good. I said this not too long ago. I said we still had that valid fifth wave for H bar whenever we were right here. Look at that. Moving like we hoped. Not going to say like we predicted, but like we hoped. Very good. What else is happening in here? What else is happening in here? BitGet slowing down a little bit today. BCH, old Bitcoin Cash. Look at Litecoin moving well. Where's Litecoin based out of? Is that a US crypto? Singapore, no. Okay, what about Richardson, Texas? That would make sense. A lot of these US cryptos are doing well. A lot of these US cryptos are doing well. I don't know why I thought Litecoin was a US crypto. Litecoin trying to make some gains. I would assume it's running into Fibonacci resistance. I'll talk about that in a little while here. Litecoin doing good. Pretty good stuff here. What else? Anything else going crazy today? Did I miss anything? Did 9 carry. What's up, playa? How's it going? Ave. Anything going stupid? I'm gonna look at crypto bubbles in a second here, but kind of looking at this top 100. Solana, Algorand. Yeah, I think rotating some XRP into 8 is a solid play. Mirage coming in, wanting Phantom. Mirage is the most loyal Phantom person I've ever seen in my life. The fact that fart coins over bread is quite hilarious, if we're going to be honest here. Anything else? All right, let's look at crypto bubbles. What's happening over here? God damn. Oh, here we go. Okay. H bar leading the wave. AI16 is kind of getting smashed on today. Very annoying. Very annoying. I wonder what my average cost on that was. Let's go see. Let's see if I can find that. I think it was $1.15. Again, guys, this video is going to be a lot less professional and a lot less formal. I just wanted to come hang on and chat about some crypto and stuff. So don't judge me, damn it. When did I buy? Anybody remember when I bought AI16s? Oh, here we go. AI16s entry price was $1.15. Still at $1.37. So what's that? Let me think. What type of gainer is that? I can't remember. Oh well. I mean, up decently. Very annoying that it's kind of pulling back. It looks like it ran into that macro resistance back there, though. I'll look at all this when we do the technical analysis, though. Hex has been kind of popping, right, on the week. Yeah, Hex is up. I wonder why Hex is moving like that. Didn't something happen with the Hex founder or something? I'm not really caught up on Hex. I am indeed from Southern Louisiana. Heath Guidry is the most Southern Louisiana name I've ever heard before, so I would assume you're from somewhere close to me. Yes, I took 20% profits off my entire XRP position today, which is very fun. Very happy about that. Haven't taken much profit outside of that, though. I did rotate a little bit from XRP and some of my other utility tokens into some of my memes, but not really selling a lot quite yet. Sweet, putting in some gainers for the day. Weekly, monthly, and yearly. All positive. Obviously still struggling, but seeing the descending structure there is pretty good. V-Chain, look at this bad boy kind of moving. Monthly, yearly, okay. He got arrested. What did he get arrested for? Fraud or something? I wonder if there's a way I can turn my camera around. Now see how I'm like facing the opposite. I mean, let me see. Hold on. I feel like that's better, right? I feel like I'm like looking at. Whatever. Anyway, XLM putting in a little bit of a gainer today. Not too bad. Okay, weekly. Okay, I feel like I might be detecting some. Someone asked me if I was seeing this descending structure. I feel like I am noticing it. Like XLM looks descending. I'll know whenever we go look at the charts, but on the 24 hours, I'm noticing it for sure. Same with Solana. What is CRV? Oh yeah, curved out. Yeah. SEI kind of having a bit of a midday week. Month still a good bit down. Year looking a little ugly. Nexo. Okay, nothing too crazy today. Nothing that stands out to me. Avax having a good day. Ada Doge. H bar. H bar pushed up 2 spots today. What did it just pass up? Let's see. Ton and Shiba. Wow. Man, Shiba Inu's having a bit of a fall from grace recently, isn't it? I mean, I still have it. I rotated into it recently, but damn. But I kind of like to see this, to be honest with you guys. Like, I feel like I want the top 10 of crypto to be mostly utility. Like, I want it to actually have like real value. Like Solanas and BNBs, right? Like they have a lot of like intrinsic value in terms of utility, use case, and adoption. I'd like to see that top 10 kind of packed with utility. Not bad, but I would like to see SHIB freaking pick it up a little bit because we need good representations of the meme coin world in that, top 15 or so. So needs to pick it up, needs to pick it up, needs to pick it up. What about ranking? Is there a way I can see what crypto's up in ranking? Here we go. Damn, AI16 dropped 10 spots today. My word. Shout out to you, Carl D. Well, love to see it. Happy that the Discord is being helpful. Fartcoin up 5. AR up 4. That Bonk. What's that down there? Castle on fire today. What's going on with Caspa? Wowza. Pushing into that top 40, marking up 3.8 billion, clearing it on the weekly, clearing it on the monthly, breaking that previous monthly high. Still a range bound, but hey, maybe Caspa's showing some early signs of life. Maybe Caspa's going to give us some. We've been looking for Caspa to give us some for freaking 3 years. I'm just joking, but 3 or 4 months. So maybe we're going to see Caspa finally starting to get some momentum, maybe some movement. Maybe this little consolidatory range is finally coming to an end. We'll check that out in a little while here. Floki doing okay. Again, if you are new into the stream, this is going to be a very unprofessional, improper stream. I'm just hanging out, turned on the stream while I'm catching up on what's happening in the market today. So not going to be super professional like sometimes I like to be. Hope you guys enjoyed, though. If you guys want me to do these little hangout streams, I definitely can. If you guys don't like it, if you feel like I'm wasting your time, let me know. But I like hanging out with you guys. Let me know. Litecoin pushing up real good today. No movement in the top 10. Obviously, it's going to be pretty hard. Obviously, Hedera was the only one that kind of broke that 15. Is there anything close to getting flipped? Let's see. Stellar probably going to flip Avax. Sweet is probably going to break its way into the top 10. It would honestly shock me if Sweet doesn't end up breaking its way into the top 10. Jasmy, man, I'm seeing a lot of Jasmy hype today. What's up with that? What are we excited about? I mean, I kind of see it, right? If we're looking at the 4 hour here, we did seemingly just possibly finalize that C wave to the downside on a beautiful move, right? A solid little 3-wave ski to the downside. Or no, this is actually a 5-wave. I mean, I look at this more as a 3, right? I say 1, 2, 3, but you can call it what you want to call it. But, a little 5-wave towards the downside, full completion of that C wave upwards. Yeah, I mean, it opens the door, especially we have room on this here RSI. I mean, I could possibly see Jasmy making that move. What about the dailies? How are we feeling? Dailies looking a little more sketchy, but we did technically set the lower low. So there is an argument to be made that the C wave could be complete, but it is a little more sketchy for sure. We'll talk about Jasmy a little bit. Sure thing. No problem. All right, what we looking at? Let's look at some of this stuff. Transgender coin is pumping. That's a new name I've not heard before. All right, let's see. $75. God dang. Yeah, that's a fast move. I mean, we are still in trend, right? We are still in trend, but that move to 75 was quick. That move to 75 was quick. Let's see, 24 hours. Crypto Fear and Greed Index jumped. We are seeing some good diversification here on the visual screener, which is a good thing. I want to see people not knowing what's going to happen. A little bit of favoritism towards the bullish side, but we're still seeing a pretty even balance of people who think this market's going to go down by entering these short trades. That's a good sign. That's a pretty good sign. Okay. So even though the Crypto Fear and Greed Index is super high, visual screener shows that it's not being purely reflected by nothing but bullishness. Now, I would assume, though, that our ratios on liquidations are going to be favored towards the bulls. Not really. Not really. I mean, on the 1 day, obviously the 7 day is going to be a little bit more favored. Yeah. We're obviously seeing a much higher ratio of liquidations towards the downside. from a ratio perspective. But actually, on the 1 day, people are rather divided. This is actually very good. I'm very happy to see that. A lot of the people who were going in long on 100x leverage trades and all that dumb stuff that they were doing yesterday, it seems as if they are kind of pulling back or relaxing a little bit now that they are seeing that we're just because of CPI news doesn't mean we're just going to go do this, right? We are going to see this market kind of relax a little bit. And it seems as if we are actually seeing some sort of balance in which, because of this little cool down, people are starting to relax. We're seeing some bulls, some longs, some shorts, or some bears and some shorts. So overall, pretty good stuff here. What about ETH? Let's see. ETH is favored. Actually, everybody's shorting ETH to some degree in terms of, ratios. What about XRP? A lot of people longing XRP. What about Solana? A lot of people longing Solana. So a pretty even balance to some degree in terms of liquidations. And again, what this means is that the market's not heavily favored in either direction. And that's a good thing. That's what you want to see. You don't want everyone betting that the market's going to go one specific way, because it usually won't. And in general, right now, I would like to see this HMZ over. HMZ is a high manipulation zone. This red box right here is a high manipulation zone. And I would like to see us finally break out of it for good. There's obviously a couple things that need to happen. We need to break out of this descending structure. We need to clear this previous high. We need to clear this red box. And I'd like for us to finally get out of it. I mean, this is a very, very strong consolidation and accumulation-based structure, meaning that usually when you get a structure like this, it can open the door. It usually has a pretty hard sell-off before it happens. Like, it usually looks like this, but usually these sorts of structures can lead us upwards. And so I am in a spot where I am kind of hoping this market pushes up. And I think the fact that we are finally seeing people not going too stupid on leverage in either direction right now, I think is actually a pretty good sign that we could be moving in the right direction. Obviously, the 7-day and the 30-day are packed with liquidations to the downside, but you got to remember it's just ratios. Because if we look at, for example, the 30-day right now, do you see how on this side of the chart, these are in the billions and these are in the tens of millions? There are substantially more liquidations that will happen if this market does move up than if this market moves downwards. But that's normal, right? That's normal. It's kind of what you would expect to some degree. And so it's about the ratio. And from a ratio perspective, we are still seeing a lot of liquidations on the downside. I think the lizard people might want to go for those liquidations. So it wouldn't particularly shock me if we see this market give us some sort of knee-jerk reaction to the downside. Just because, especially when you kind of pause and halt at key resistance levels, you will see that happen a lot of the time. But it's not a guarantee. It's just something that you just have to be prepared for. But to me, from a momentum perspective, it does feel to me as if we are getting extremely close to getting out of what we're in right now. My gut always says expect a fake out downwards before a breakout upwards. So my gut says, what I mean by that, for example, is that usually it would look like what we saw, but worse. Like, it would usually look like this, right? It would look like something like this, recovery, continuation. Like, this is what normally would happen. It doesn't always have to happen. Since it's what usually happens, it could not happen. But that usually does happen before a pump. But I actually do believe we are getting closer and closer to seeing this market actually give us a breakout, which is a good thing. People get mad about these little structures that we're in, right? Whenever we go sideways. And a lot of people in the crypto market are kind of pissed off right now because they're just like, hey, it's boring. What's going on? Nothing's happening. Nothing's moving. But what they don't understand is that these are some of the most necessary things that happen in crypto. Because quite frankly, let me give you an example. So bull markets, you're going to have one of two options. You're going to have point A, you're going to have point B, or you're going to have point C. And when I tell people, hey, if we're starting right here, if the crypto market is starting right here, this is one place that this bull market can bring us to. This is another place that this market can bring us to. Where would you rather go? And what people usually say is, well, C, because C is higher. And I say, okay, great. I agree. I want it to go there too. But are you okay with understanding that because it is higher, it's going to be harder to get to and it's going to take longer? And then people say, well, yeah, of course, that's fine because we're going to go higher. And I say, okay, well, let me draw something out for you. In a bull market that's fast and rapid, you're going to see a lot of this. And then the bull market's going to end from point A to point B. In a bull market like the one I hope we're in right now, that I think we're in, you're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of this. And I know I didn't draw it perfect, but you get the point. In markets in which we see fast, rapid rising, you're not going to see many pullbacks. You're not going to see many consolidations. You're not going to see much. The market will literally just go up, 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 and up, and there's seemingly no stopping it until the music's over and it absolutely gets obliterated, right? In a healthy, more sustainable bull market, you're going to see periods of consolidation and you're going to see periods of pullbacks because these are what allow longevity, and longevity allows sustainability, and sustainability allows for higher, better returns. And so, in a market like this, when everybody's mad and annoyed that we've been going sideways forever, I say it is necessary. It's a good evil, right? A necessary evil to be able to accomplish those higher levels that we want. Because what could have happened this bull market that I was a little bit nervous about was that we were going to see this happen, right? Let's say December 20th is where? January 20th, sorry, is right here. Boom. What I was a little worried about was that we would do this. Boom. And then everyone knew what came after that. We hit the inauguration. Gary Gensler steps down. This is the most exciting moment in all of crypto that there has ever been. Maybe Trump says something about a Bitcoin reserve, and then yada, 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 boom, 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 right? All the way back down. That is what I was worried was going to happen. I was genuinely concerned about it. Like when we were rallying back in December, I was like, man, I hope this slows down soon. Because if we rally all the way into January 20th, the bull market is going to end. It's just, it almost had to. That's not what we got. What we got was more sustainable. Instead of going to point B, we held it out a little bit longer so that we could get to point C. And where we are right now is that, again, although it's boring and no one really likes the fact that we've been sideways for a month and a half, consolidation moments like this open up the opportunity for more advanced moves upwards. And it's a good thing. And so, yes, I do want this market to move upwards. Sure. But I'm fine if it doesn't. If we stay here for another 2-3 weeks, if we stay here for another 2-3 months, it doesn't particularly matter to me because history says the longer we stay here, the more likely it is that when we do break out to the upside, we're going to go much further, possibly even much faster. And so this gives us more opportunity to buy in some of these red days, to be able to pick up cryptos at low prices and to be able to capitalize on it. I mean, because think about it, right? If we go out to, the crypto school here and we go back, like I wouldn't mind getting some buys in at some of these levels that we got on the 13th. Right? I bought Bitcoin at 90,000. I bought ETH at 3,000. I bought Solana at 175. I bought Caspa at 10 and a half or right under 11 cents. All of these purchases are up anywhere from 10 to 30%, right? And so I wouldn't particularly mind if we come back down towards these levels because I'll just continue to do the same thing. Buy on the top side, take a little bit of profit around, or buy on the bottom side, take a little profit around the top side. I'll just do it over and over again because the likelihood is that it will lead us upwards. And so where I am right now is like, yes, I do want the market to go up because I am kind of tired of this. I am okay with it. And I'm willing to embrace it, that the longer we're here, the more likely it is to move up. So all of that to say, what we are seeing here is actually a pretty good sign that we may actually see this market try to give us a breakout soon. But even if it doesn't, it's not really the end of the world. Looking at what do we want to check out today? You know what? Let's hold on. I have to sign into this. Let me take you guys off this. I don't want you to see my passwords because someone tried to hack my YouTube channel yesterday, by the way. Let me see if I can log in. Okay, let's check out Ben's stuff. And look, before I switch over to into the cryptoverse, let me check chat, see if there's anything going on. This is something a lot of crypto influencers have been talking about, but the masses aren't paying attention to. They want the big pumps right now. I'm fine with it taking longer. Totally. Hoping the back's pumped. Alrighty. Owe you an apology? You don't owe me an apology. It's okay. I forgive you whatever you did. Okay. All right. Let's kind of jump into it. So let's kind of see what we can find on here. Let's see. I got going on here, player. Stop assuming there's going to be a Trump pump, please. If everyone thinks there's going to be one, there won't be. Please just be aware of that and stop assuming there's going to be a Trump pump. Let's see. What's risk at? Let's see. Let's start there. And again, if you are in, I hate to keep repeating it for the guys who've been in here from the beginning, but I just need new people to realize. If you are just joining in, we're just doing a crypto hangout session, kind of just checking out the market and stuff. All right. Let's see. Historical risk levels. Bitcoin, linear, logarithmic. There we go. Okay. Nothing too crazy. Bitcoin's risk actually hasn't ramped up to the same level it was at when Bitcoin's at 60K, which is a good sign. We obviously did peak a little bit out of 100K, but we're in a pretty good spot right now, to be honest. We're in a pretty good spot right now. Like we were in the same little area that we were in back in some micro tops, but none of the macro tops. all of the macro tops were back around these levels up here, right around that 0.8 to 1 level. We still haven't hit that point yet, and obviously diminishing returns will lead to diminishing risk, so that is something to factor in. But I would assume to some degree we would at least see Bitcoin's price hit similar risk levels to $60,000. So it's actually a pretty good sign that we're not jumping too much right now. And anybody who did send the super chats, I will check them in a second. Don't you worry. Looking at it a little bit more zoomed in, we did actually drop into the green zone, which is pretty good. We dropped into the green zone a little bit more recently. On January 15th, we're in the green zone, right around that 0.59, good level to dollar cost average. That's very good. That means that even though the market is pushing up right now, we're still in a spot to where we're not overbought, right? Like we're not going too far too fast. Maybe in the short term we are, right? If I go to like RSI heat map, in the 4 hour, we're pretty overbought. In the 1 hour, we're kind of balanced. But if you look at something like, say, the 24 hour, most cryptos are still neutral, except for XRP up there. And if you look at the weeklies, most cryptos are still in the neutral. Yeah, they're pushing up, but we're not overbought. Like, it's not like the market is just in full-blown price discovery. Although it feels very FOMO-like, we're not really full of FOMO right now. So that's a pretty good thing. Good thing for the bags. Means that it's going to be more possible and more, the crypto market will be more capable of making some sort of move upwards here. Return on investments, running ROIs. Let's see this year. Running ROIs has been rather similar since about 60K. Not too concerned with that, actually. Moving averages. Let's see. Still pretty elevated off our moving averages here. Let's see what social media is doing. YouTube. Let's see. What is this? When is this? January 15th. So we did get a little spike in retail investment, but we're still not nearly back to where we were in December. Very good. That means that even though XRP is pushing up and stuff, like, for example, right now, the retail investors, for the most part, like outside of crypto, they haven't picked up on that. Like they've not noticed it quite yet. And as a result of that, usually while mass retail doesn't see it, is usually when you're more capable of actually seeing growth and being able to sustain pushes. So very good. I'm actually pretty happy to see that retail hasn't really jumped back on the wagon quite yet. It does open up the door towards the upside quite a bit more, which is very good. Very good, very good, very good. Because like our last peak, right around this little level right here, like these 20K levels or so, that's when we peaked back in March. That's when we peaked back in December. We're still well down here. I mean, I don't think I can see it. That's annoying. But like we're somewhere around 10K. So very good. Happy to see that. Okay. YouTube views, are we in a similar spot? Let's see. Because views are a little bit more of a front runner. So views are ramping up a little bit. That is something to consider. Views are ramping up a little bit. That is typically followed by subscriptions. So people are kind of eyeing crypto right now, but they're not really subscribing to crypto right now. And that usually is a good sign that we are starting to actually build some momentum. The market doesn't usually run until retail gets out. Then it runs, and then it goes very far. And then retail takes it like that extra mile, and then we usually drop. So yeah, very good. I'm very happy to see that. Seeing some bullish signs. I'm not saying that the market can't pull back, because it very well probably will. But the fact that we are seeing, retail not particularly coming back right now, most of our macro indicators are still in like their neutral or weak zone. We're seeing visual screener give us a clear representation that although it feels very full of FOMO, people actually don't know what's going on, and they're kind of balancing longs and shorts. So actually some pretty good signs right now. That's a good sign for the market. I mean, it's the first time that we've bounced up towards these levels in the last couple of weeks that we've not seen an overflow of FOMO and an overflow of retail. So I am actually very happy to see that. Again, maybe one more rip to the downside, but it feels as if we could be getting closer and closer to some sort of more macro breakout. So very good, very good. Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing here from the market today. Good stuff. What we looking at? Seeing still a pretty consistent downtrend here from open interest. Trying to see what open interest does typically before these breakouts. So yeah, open interest will usually kind of flatten out and bottom out before you will get those bigger pushes upwards. So that is something to think about. Yeah, that is just something to think about. Yeah, that's interesting right there. Because we've not really seen particularly like a moment like this, right? So maybe it could imply, well, not particularly, because we've had these little pullbacks, but it was more of a macro cool down. Yeah, so I mean, overall, not bad. I mean, you look at situations like this, usually what the market likes to do is it'll break out, go sideways, pull back, and then pump. Break out, go sideways, pull back, then pump. Open interest would imply that the same thing would happen. Breakout, go sideways, pull back, then pump. But again, at some point, we're going to break that pattern, and it could very well be this time, but it's something to consider. But overall, open interest isn't looking bad. People aren't going too crazy right now. They're not over leveraging or anything on any of these major exchanges, especially over the last couple of days. So it is pretty good to see. I mean, the market looks healthy. This actually looks like the very first healthy pump that we've seen in quite a while. And I think it is because people actually... Hold on one second. There we go. Anyway, so I was just double checking one of the audio input from this. But yeah, anyway, so my general outlook on the market right now is that things are actually healthy. Like, this looks like a rather healthy pump upwards. And it's one of the very first healthy pumps that we've seen since we did see the market rallying back in December. And what that tells me, just kind of as my experience goes to show, is that typically when you start to see the market actually moving in a healthy perspective, it usually means because retail investors aren't doing things from a more volatile perspective. They're not being super volatile. They're not being all emotional. They're starting to relax a little bit. And that's usually what it takes to break out of things like this, right? This little sideways moment we've been in the market recently, it usually takes people just kind of relaxing a bit and things getting a bit more healthy in order for the market to actually be able to push upwards in a more sustainable way. So this is a great sign. Again, my paranoia says that every single time that we've pumped in this market, this run, it's looked like this. We've pumped, went sideways, we've dumped, we've held, we've pumped. That's what it usually looks like. And so the paranoid side of me says, well, we're supposed to still come back down here before we can make the move upwards. But I'm just not particularly sure what would cause this dump outside of somehow there being a real sell the news event for Trump. But it could be the case, right? Maybe Donald Trump gets inaugurated. We see the sell the news event, even though there wasn't much of a buy the rumor event. I mean, it just depends on how you look at it, because what we saw in November was a buy the rumor event. Then we see a bit of a sell off. Then we go sideways. Then we pump. You know, like, I think that's the direction we're going one way or another. It feels like we're going to go up no matter what. I just don't know if we're going to go down first or not. My gut says we should, but the charts say it might not need to. And the only reason I say we should is because that's just what we've been doing this year. It's not like principally that's what has to happen in the world. It's just what we've been doing, and patterns break all the time. So just in a bit of a weird spot. I don't know, guys. You know, it's kind of been irritating me a little bit. Can I rant for a second without being judged? A lot of YouTubers have been so adamant. Like, this is the altcoin season. This is the end of the dip. This is the end of the crash. And it's like, dude, I've studied these charts every single day, multiple hours a day for 6 years straight at this point. Not just studying it, but teaching it. And and I'm not saying I know everything, but I don't know at all what's going to happen. Like, in the next coming 3 or 4 days, I have an inkling, like I can guess, but I am not by any means 100% certain what this market's going to do. So when people come out who are not technical analysts, who have not the best strong fundamental understanding of why Donald Trump even being in office is a positive thing in the first place, are coming out saying that they're sure this is it, I'm just like, you're just guessing. It's just a guessing game. That's all you're doing. My genuine belief, and like I've said it over and over again, is I don't know what's going to happen in the short term. What I do think is that in the mid to long term, we're going to see Bitcoin's price work its way upwards, and the altcoin market's going to follow behind it. I'm very confident in that. Mid to long term. Short term, how do we get there? I don't know. Is it this? Or is it what it's been all year, which has been this? Don't know. Couldn't tell you. So, I don't know. It's a very interesting spot to be in. But I will say what we are seeing right here is contradicting what my gut says. What we're seeing right now is health. We're seeing a healthy move upwards. A healthy move upwards is not normally what would happen right here. A healthy move, an unhealthy move upwards followed by capitulation and then a return and some sort of V-shaped recovery is normally what would happen. So it's very interesting. Very interesting to say the least. I'm in it just like you guys. Very interesting stuff here. So yeah, that's kind of my general thoughts. Short term's a little bit muddy. Not sure, guys. But what I do know is we're not out of the woods. You know, like everybody's screaming that altcoin season's here and the pump Trump and all this other stuff is on the way. Nothing that we've seen over the last few days has validated any of those claims. Those are ego claims. You're just hoping you're right so you can get more subscribers, quite frankly, because we've not broken the macro Fibonacci golden zone, the micro Fibonacci golden zone. We've not broken the previous high here. We've not set a higher high. That's what I mean, right? We've not set the higher high. We've not Fibonacci extended to any degree. We've not broken out of the red box, and we've not set a new high. So none of the things that need to happen have happened to say that we're for sure about to go up. So we're not out of the woods. There are still battles on the way, and there still are things that need to happen from Bitcoin's perspective in order to be able to bring the rest of the market up. Now, some cryptos don't care, right? Some cryptos don't need Bitcoin to make moves, but they will be limited in their moves. There is only so far in this portion of the cycle that XRP can go without Bitcoin rallying. There's only so far that Hedera can go without Bitcoin rallying. There are things called altcoin seasons in which they could go if Bitcoin's even dropping, but we're not we're not in that yet. And so to me, yeah, XRP can continue upwards without Bitcoin, but the growth that it will experience will be limited in comparison to what it could if Bitcoin does break out, which is why as a majority altcoin investor, I am hoping that Bitcoin does give us that breakout, especially while we are in some sort of altcoin season. As you can see here, we had out altcoin season index. I mean, you can kind of see the general, I really do like this tool, by the way, but you just go to show you, like, we're not in an altcoin season yet. We're still very much so in the general, discretion or control of Bitcoin. And so I want to see Bitcoin get this breakout. I want to see these confirmations before I can get too ultra bullish on what the market is showing us, if that makes sense. All righty. All righty. Well, so those are my general thoughts. Let's talk to the chat a couple minutes, and then I'll look at some specific cryptos. We'll look at some individually. And yeah, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to close this stream in about 20 minutes at about the 1 hour mark. And then what I am actually going to do, head over to the school, and I'm going to do a 20 or 30 minute Q&A over there for you guys. I know a lot of you had a bunch of questions. A lot of you school members, I see you in the chat. So we're going to go do a Q&A over there for any of you who are in the school who want to check it out. While you guys ask some questions in the chat, which is what I want you to do, drop some questions in the chat for me here. If you're in the school, you can save it for the Q&A afterwards. But if you are here on the public stream, ask some questions. While you guys are asking some questions, I'm going to do some shameless shilling, so don't mind me. The very first thing, I talk about the school a lot. I show you guys the school a lot. I'll show you all the purchases that I made, Bitcoin at 90K or whatever. If you guys do want access to it, that is available for you down in the description below. We have over 1,103 paid members. As little as $5 a month is what you can pay to get started today. And our mission there is very, very simple, guys. What we do is we take crypto investors like yourself. We give you courses, coaching, classes, live streams, workshops, signals, research, and more to help you refine your strategies, because strategies are what truly generate gains. And the best part about it is, if you don't learn anything, we'll give you your money back guaranteed, and it starts at $5 a month. And don't just take it from me. You can go look at the gains yourself. I'll just show you some of the gains from today. Like if I go back up, this is today. I want to show you just gains from today, just to kind of put it into perspective, the sheer amount of gains that are being generated. These are all still today. Okay, so this is when today starts. You can see, 130%, 12%, 100%, 20, 40, 167, 21, 15. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. And I mean, I don't have to keep obviously reading them all out loud. 436% gain. You can kind of see what's going on there. So it's not me just kind of blowing smoke. This is what happens. The community does create strategies that generate gains. And if you want to be a part of the over 1,000 members in the school, you can check that out down below. Another thing, if you do want to, of course, start trading today, you can get a 10% bonus over on BTCC. They are giving you a 10% bonus on all first-time deposits between $500 and $100,000, meaning if you deposit, say, $4,000, they'll give you $400 bucks back on the spot to start trading with. If that is something you're interested in, feel free to check that out in the last shill that I'm going to do for the day. Go follow me on Twitter. If you do enjoy the content that I post here on the channel, I try to post 6 or 7 times every single day. It's at Tyler Crypto Talk. Now that the shameless shilling is over, let's go ahead and jump into the chat real quick here. I think the SEC lawsuit is old news. I don't think people even remotely care. Trump being in office is what caused all of this. XRP being a US-based crypto that is going to benefit from Trump's administration is what started this. If there would be any Southern news event, it would be because of his inauguration. Hey, Tyler, when are you going to increase the slots for the executive membership? I'm adding 2 slots later today, if you're interested. Shoot, I'll go at it right now. Look, let's do it. Let's have some fun. Keep asking your questions. I'm going to go add 1 more slot into the school right now, or 2 more slots into the executive tier while we're on stream for any of you who want to go check it out. Don't feel pressured to. We have there's going to be a bunch of opportunities to be able to get in. We open these slots somewhat frequently, so feel free to hold out if you're not trying to get in today. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and increase that up. There is now an extra slot if anybody wants to take it. All right. What do you think about Crow and Cake? I like Crow a lot. I think BGB or BitGets token, I think they have kind of shown the way a little bit. I think they've kind of shown that these exchange tokens are going to be able to really dominate at some point. And so obviously because of that, I think looking at some of the other exchange tokens is a very good idea. One thing I forgot to do, so sorry, I feel like an asshole, my bad. Shout out to all of you super chatters. Let's go in real quick. Shrek, take a look at Litecoin. It's been sending it. Yeah, we'll take a look at Litecoin in a sec here. Just remind me if I forget. Is Polkadot in a good buy zone? I do think Polkadot's in a good buy zone, but Polkadot hasn't been showing me the signs of life that I'd be hoping for, so I wouldn't be doing huge purchases myself. Jan 20th, shout out to Crypto Crazy, and shout out to Keston, of course, the last one. Shout out to Crypto Crazy, says Jan 20th will be the catalyst we needed to begin the next leg of the bull market. That could be the case. Guess we'll just have to see how it plays out. Keston Webster, yeah, we'll take a look at Polkadot as well. I will warn anybody who else super chats, just because you super chat doesn't mean that we're gonna for sure look at whatever you super chat. So just please keep that in mind before you send anything. But I do really genuinely appreciate it. And are you invested in Mogcoin or Turbo? When do you expect a run in them? Seems like memes should be the focus for putting capital in for now. I'm not invested in either one of them, but I have been keeping an eye on Turbo a little bit recently because my buddy Lewis from the Money and I channel talks about it every now and then. But I would expect memes to have their moment at some point. When? Hard to tell, but I do think they'll have their moment eventually. Currently, I have 10% of profit in my portfolio, which is not that big. It's a 3-digit profit. Would you be taking all of these profits or only a percentage of it? Just planning to exit strats, slow amounts, small amounts, $30, $20, $50, just here and there, slowly just shoveling it out. Just shovel it out of your portfolio. That's what I do. How's ETH number 2 with such a big market cap isn't moving? I know it usually lags, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. ETH kind of sucks. Like, I like ETH. I have ETH. ETH is a decent sized percentage of my portfolio, but it's just kind of sucky if we're going to be honest. All right. Any other questions? Let's see here. A school that doesn't cost $2,500 and you often even give your insights, even stuff from your Discord posts and schools. I commend you, good man. I appreciate it, homie. I try my best. I don't think it makes a lot of sense to charge that much money. I think like $100, $200 a month makes a lot of sense, especially if you're giving a lot of value. But whenever you're charging like $10,000 upfront, it's just weird. It's just weird. Like, I don't know, but no judgment. Like, I'm not judging them. I don't, maybe I just don't understand. Why do you never show us your real profits? Just because it stains people's opinions on you. It's just what I've noticed. I have before. And what I've come to realize is people don't relate to you as much in what you're saying. If I was to open up, like, I don't even like getting into this too much, but like, if I was to open up one of my portfolios and be like, hey, like, okay, on the day I'm up $85,000. There's not a lot of relatability there. Like, it's hard for a viewer to relate to someone. And sure, some people may look at that as a goal. And, some people may look at that as like where they want to get to. But I'm not particularly sure I want to be someone that people are basing their goals off of. Like, I don't think I want people to want to be like me. I feel weird about that. And I don't want people to think they can't relate to me just because of my portfolio, right? And so because of that, I just focus on percentages. I focus on what I'm doing, and I focus on actual statistics rather than how my own portfolio. Like, I'm never just going to brag to you all. I'm up 30K today. I'm not like, I don't feel right doing it. It's just my personal prerogative, though. No judgment to anyone who does, but I don't know. It's just not my thing. Okay. Well, shout out to you, homie. Masters WL watches me more than anyone. Well, I appreciate that. I hope I serve you well, homie. And yeah, I appreciate it. It's not even me just, I feel like people put on the fake humble thing, like, oh, I'm so humble. I feel like humble isn't even a compliment because I feel like it's just supposed to be what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, oh, like I shouldn't be rewarded because I'm not flexing money in front of people. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. Another argument for another day. Shout out to you guys. All right. Shout out to Isaac, the homie. Peacock Visuals. Shout out to you as well. I like it. Not a bad strategy. And I have refined my strategy a little bit. I do take a little bit of profit even prior to being up 2x. Sometimes even if I'm up 50%, I'll start taking 2 or 3% of profit off the table. Basically, the moment I clear 30% in profit, or 30% in profit, I start taking small amounts of profit. And the more I'm up, the more I take. That's just kind of how I do. I've been doing that pretty consistently. Oh my goodness, Larry Jones in the building. Shout out to you, homie. Larry Jones comes in and says, love it, people like Tyler. Just keep it real. The only thing that makes you real money. Absolutely agreed. Shout out to Larry Jones, somebody who's helped me a lot in this YouTube thing. Made me see a lot of things from a perspective I probably never would have seen before. I've changed my style, especially over the last couple months. I've started to recognize some things that I think are morally bad and that I don't want to partake in, and things that I don't want to do. I've been on YouTube 4 years. I made a lot of mistakes. Larry helped me see a lot of those. So for that, I am forever grateful. Make sure to go check his channel out at Stock Up with Larry Jones. Shout out to you, man. All right. This mentally is why I joined the this mentality mentally is nuts. And this mentality is why I joined the Discord. Well, I hope you've been enjoying your time, man. All right. Let's see. Thanks for the answer, but I was asking it as a matter of how can I trust your knowledge without knowing if you even make profit? No, it's totally valid. It's totally valid. And you don't. You shouldn't trust me. You shouldn't you shouldn't base what you're doing off of what I'm doing. You should just take what I say, and if you find things useful, use it. If you don't use it. If you don't like my videos, don't watch them, right? Like, I don't want you to think you need to trust me. Like, oh, I need to see that Tyler makes money, so I know if I can trust when he says things are going to happen. No. I hope that my credibility can be produced to you all by the things that I explain and the way that I explain things to help you make sense of certain things. But if I could only build, if you would only believe me, if I showed you my portfolio that maybe has 500K in it or whatever, I don't think I'm the right YouTuber for you. That's just the way that I see it. But that's just personal preference. All right, let's see. Let's do a rapid fire analysis of a bunch of different cryptos. Let's do this. So what I want to do a rapid fire of a bunch of different cryptos. We're going to do like a quick TA session. Boom, just give you my exact thought, couple sentences each one. Let's go. Then I'm going to wrap this thing up in about 10 minutes. All of the school members, I'm heading directly to the school after the stream. I'm going to start a new stream, Q&A with you guys. Hopefully you are prepared, baby. All right. Here we go. Okay. Quick stuff, baby. Quick stuff. Like I am on a shot of espresso, even though I've never drank coffee a day in my life. Okay. Bitcoin is looking good. Bitcoin's in a bit of a weird spot because Bitcoin has not broken out of any of the major levels that we need it to break out of, but everyone's acting like it has. It's not cleared 100K sustainably. It's not broken the descending channel sustainably. It's not cleared the HMZ sustainably. It's not set a macro high or high. It's not done any of these things. It's not even broken this descending channel. So because of that, although what I am seeing from Bitcoin is good, I'm not convinced that we are out of the woods quite yet. Ethereum is underperforming, but I do believe that Ethereum is showing some very good signs of life. Ethereum is in what I consider to be a descending wedge, and descending wedges have a very high likelihood of breaking to the upside. So while ETH is in this descending channel, I think getting your bids in, getting some purchases in, especially in the bottom half of this wedge, is a good idea because I do expect that ETH is going to give us some sort of run towards the upside at some point, especially once it can break this $3,500 to $3,600 level. Solana. Solana is doing fantastic. It was in a descending channel. We had the double fake out on both sides, but now it has given us a move outside of that descending channel after the invalidation of these shakeouts. Now we're in a spot for Solana where all we need to see is its price being able to break above $220. If it can break 220, it is now officially set in a new midterm higher high, which makes it extremely more likely that Solana over some period of time starts trying to work its way upwards now that it has broken out of the downtrend it was in. So for Solana right now, I am not buying. I bought a little bit of Solana back here. I bought a little bit of Solana for the very last time at 100, not very last time forever, but like right now at $175. Since that purchase, we are up roughly 21%. So I'm not buying any Solana right now. I want to see if it can break $220. Going into SWE is doing absolutely fantastic. SWE made a surprise move for me. What we can see is that SWE actually held bottom side support of this ascending channel. Now that that has happened, it does start to open the door for opportunity that SWE might try to make another rally towards the upside of this ascending channel. But I have been rather consistent in the fact that I genuinely, I genuinely believe that SWE will eventually break out of this ascending channel to the downside. I think there will be a day that comes where SWE does lose this support. When? I have no idea. Maybe it rallies very hard a couple more times and then it capitulates below this channel. But I do think eventually it will lose this channel. And so because of that, while it's in this channel, I will be taking profits anytime we get to the 50% or higher threshold in this ascending channel. Not closing down my entire position, but taking a little bit of profit off the table every now and then. every now and then. So with that in mind, my thoughts for SWI are very simple. If you do want to enter into some trades, the easiest way to trade this thing, open up your trades at the bottom of the ascending channel, set a diagonal stop loss following a little bit below that channel just to protect yourself from liquidation wicks, and then allow that bad boy to run while it's towards the top side of the channel. Be looking to take profits and move your stop loss up as it goes upwards. That's the easiest way to trade it. I'm not trading it right now. I'm simply just, I think I bought a little bit of SWI. $4.35 was the last time I bought some SWI, which would have been right back down. That was on the 13th. So it had to be like right here somewhere. $4.30. Yeah. So I bought a little bit of SWI right here. I'm just buying, leaving it to ride, taking profits at the top side if that's where we get to. Very simple, very easy. Looking at XLM, XLM has just made one of the most important moves that it possibly could have made. We saw XLM not only break out of the descending channel, but we did also see it start to clear this previous high, now officially setting a more midterm higher high. This is a very good sign. You guys know we were purchasing in this green box here. This means that the purchases that we did in this green box have a much, much higher likelihood of breaking towards the upside. Across December, we were buying around that little 30 to 35 range. And now that it's sitting around 50, I think that there's an opportunity that those purchases we made here are going to go up over 100+%. So where I am with XLM at this given point is I'm watching this micro Fibonacci zone very closely. What we need to see next from XLM is the price being able to clear 55 cents, because if it clears 55 cents sustainably, meaning, you know, maybe it breaks out, comes back down, holds some support, and then continues upwards, I think we're going to see XLM try to push anywhere from 76 cents to 96 cents, which still could be some fantastic gains from here. So very, very, very good stuff there. Looking at ADA, ADA's in a very similar position as what I just told you all. ADA was in a descending channel. You guys know we were buying ADA at the bottom of that descending channel. ADA then came for the breakout, ran into the macro midterm golden Fibonacci zone, got rejected off of it, came down to its bottom side Fibonacci zone and built up some support. As it was building some support, we did go ahead and do some purchasing on ADA at around 90 cents. As you can see here, it is now at $1.13 and seems to be trying to make a good move out. What I'm looking for from ADA at this point is the clearing of $1.19. If it can break $1.19, we're going to be in a spot where I think it may start opening up that door to push towards $1.87 to $1.56 for your macro Fibonacci extensions up here, which I think is a very valid assumption if we're going to go ahead and we're just going to look at general price structure. We did seemingly just finish that fifth wave and then an ABC correction towards the downside here on the 4-hour LE's waves, which oftentimes does imply that if we can break a macro golden Fibonacci zone or resistance zone, that we could be opening up the door for some sort of more continuation upwards, possibly even the start of the first wave of 5 possible waves to the upside. Very good stuff there. But for ADA, don't get your hopes up too much until we break the golden zone, which ends at $1.18. Looking at Hedera, Hedera has done everything that I would hope it has, that you could realistically hope for. Broke out of the descending channel. We were purchasing Hedera back here. I would assume I bought some Hedera between December 21st and December 23rd, somewhere in this pullback. I can go look if you guys want me to. We did then see Hedera's price break to the upside, come back down, retest that 50% threshold right here, break up, come back down, retest the 70% threshold, and then use this key level of support to break to the upside, clearing that Fibonacci golden zone, opening up that door towards the top side between the 1.272 and 1.618 fib extension. My price target for Hedera, not prediction, but target, is looking for this bad boy to push anywhere from 45 cents to 54 cents, completing that full Fibonacci extension off of this move here. I think there is a chance that it does come back down to try to find some support, but if it is successful at holding that support, a push up towards these levels is very likely, in my opinion. USDT.dominance, not worried about that. ICP is showing some small signs of life. I still do believe that ICP is in a decent accumulationary period right now. I think doing some small purchases on ICP while it's not woken up yet isn't a bad idea, because I do think, like we saw back here and like back here, I think it will wake up at some point and try to give us some moves upwards. It just is going to not probably perform as well as I think some people thought it would, myself included. So we're in that spot. But at the end of the day, we are still maintaining some very strong levels of support. We are still below this descending level of resistance. I think that we've not even really scratched the surface with this yet. I think seeing this bad boy push up towards, 12.5 to $13.7 should be rather easy, and that is a push for ICP of anywhere from 13 to 15%. So putting some small bids in here, not a terrible idea. Looking at SHIB's in a very similar position. I have said it rather consistently that I am a little bit concerned about the fact that SHIB is riding the bottom, the bottom of the support level, or the top side of the support level. It's been trying to hold this support level, and it's been struggling a little bit. If SHIB doesn't start giving us some movement soon, I think capitulation would make sense. So for SHIB, I'm just in a spot where I'm not all that enthusiastic right now. It quite obviously had that strong five, very, very clear 5 waves upwards, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We put in our 5, we put in our A, we bounced on the B. It feels to me still, considering there is an ascending level of support here, that a C wave downwards could very well be on the way. You could make the argument to some degree that C wave could technically become invalidated, but it would be quite difficult. We would need to see some sort of double bottom established, and SHIB would need to go within the next week, or we're going to see it capitulate. That's just where I'm at with this. So for SHIB, I am putting small bids in. I am rotating a little bit of profit into SHIB, but I'm not going absolutely nuts right now because it is just a risky move right now. Again, because some sort of capitulation down here would make a lot of sense. It would make a lot of sense. The only reason I'm doubtful of that is because most of the rest of the market looks like it's going to go up, which should bring SHIB with it. Looking at Pepe, a very easy strategy here for Pepe. Pepe is in a descending channel. I do the same thing for descending channels that I always do. I look at this thing and I say, okay, when it's in the bottom half of this descending channel, I'll buy. When it's in the top half of this descending channel, I won't do anything. The reason being is because these descending channels have a high history of breaking towards the upside. So I like buying when we're at the bottom, which is a high opportunity zone, and pausing when we're at the top side, which is a high risk zone, waiting for the breakout, which should possibly lead, I think seeing Pepe try to push back up towards that 2.2 to 2.4 level makes a lot of sense, especially if we see the altcoin market really picking up and we start to see these meme coins gathering some momentum. So Pepe, I still think it's in a good spot. Maybe some sort of little double bottoms forming or something like that. It is building a key level of support. It obviously only has about 14, 15 more days before it gets forced into this apex. So do be on the lookout for Pepe to give us a breakout in either direction sometime soon. But I am putting some small bids here on Pepe because I do again think that we will see the meme coin market get some traction at some given point. XRP did just reach the key level of resistance. It reached a level that I told you all about actually a year and a half ago. I told people anywhere from $3.30 to $3.60 was a level that I thought we would get to in 2025. We're probably going to go much higher than that, but my price target from 2023 from XRP has now come true. We did just hit that $3.30 level, which is a massive Fibonacci resistance level. And as that is happening, we are seeing some bullish divergences forming here on XRP. So I don't think it's the best time to be buying from a short-term perspective, unless you're okay with the price possibly pulling back and stomaching that loss and getting back in. If you're going to be purchasing now, I'd be purchasing very tiny amounts and allowing yourself to purchase more and more if it does start to pull back, because there is a lot of risk in buying near and at an all-time high. And also, again, we are a couple days away from Trump's inauguration, which there is going to be a risk of some sort of sell the news event. So XRP is more of a take profit spot right now for me. That's actually what I personally did. As you can see here, I did go ahead and take profit. I pulled 20% of my entire XRP bag, which was my entire initial investment plus 50% profit on that margin, which is very good. I'm very happy about that. My average cost for XRP is 47 cents, which is where I was accumulating for the most part right in this little zone right here. So I am very happy with it. I'm very happy to get a lot of profit out on that. I'm rotating that into the stock market, some real estate, more stuff like that. So very, very happy about that. A couple more here. Jasmy is not really giving me the signs of life I'd be looking for, to be honest, but I do think that we're actually now in the spot to where it's just becoming more likely that Jasmy does pump than doesn't pump. I would actually be willing to do a little bit of purchasing here on Jasmy because the degree in which it's pulling back. We are seeing it pulling back. We are seeing the descending channel. We are seeing a very strong continuation pattern, which is this descending channel. The Elliott's waves say that we very possibly could be coming towards the end of the C wave now that we have finally put in a bit of a lower low right here. So we had the lower low. So now that the lower low is in, I think at any given point, we may see some sort of continuation of macro trend upwards for Jasmy. So doing some sort of bids right here does make a lot of sense to me. Maybe not huge ones because obviously we're at the top side of this descending structure. But if we do for some reason see Jasmy's price fall back below that 50% threshold, yeah, I would be putting in bids for Jasmy for sure. Looking at Bonk, Bonk's in a similar situation that Solana was in not too long ago. It had to fake out to the upside, had to fake out to the downside, which then invalidate each other. That puts Bonk just quite simply in a spot to where it does feel as if it is trying to get that breakout right now. Bonk is going to have a pretty strong level of resistance above it, but I would actually be willing to do some bidding here on Bonk, just quite simply because we are seeing that bullish divergence, and that's usually a good enough sign for me. You see how we had this low, then we had the lower low here. Well, we had a low and a higher low here on that daily RSI as its price has now pulled back roughly 61%. After a 61% pullback during a bull market in which you are holding some key levels of support and you have a descending channel, I think putting in some bids on Bonk is another good idea. And as you can start to see, my general thesis here is that putting in some bids on some of your meme coins right now, especially your legacy meme coins or your more popular ones, I think is a pretty good idea. Looking at Caspa, obviously Caspa's made a very strong return to the upside, but Caspa has been struggling quite a good bit, prior to this move. So maybe don't get too caught off guard right now and get too far ahead of yourselves. Caspa still does need to break that key level between the 16 and the 15-cent level. We haven't cleared this key macro Fibonacci golden zone yet. And so until we clear this golden zone, all Caspa has done is just continue to be range bound in the same level it's been at since 2023, right? Where we've been the entire year is still where we are. This is not a move that says anything realistically until we start clearing this golden zone and clearing that previous high. Don't get me wrong, I am happy about it because I did buy a little bit of, let's go back to the 13th. I did buy a little bit of Caspa right here at 10.9 cents. And so considering the fact that Caspa is now at 15 cents, I'm up nearly 40% on that purchase. So don't get me wrong. Again, I am very happy about it, which that was a hell of a purchase right here, right? I'm very happy with what we're seeing, but I'm not getting too far ahead of myself until Caspa breaks that golden zone. Looking at Avax, Avax is actually looking very, very intriguing to me. Avax is one of those utility-based cryptos that hasn't had its moment yet. It's not really started. It's not really caught a lot of traction, but I do think it will, especially now that Solana is moving. What we can see here is that Avax is also one of the ones that ran into that macro golden zone, right? That macro resistance zone. And now it's created some sort of descending structure as it is now back testing those previous points of resistance to try to flip them into support. And so with this in mind, I think that we're probably going to see Avax try to find some support here and give us a breakout upwards. So I think putting your bids on Avax right now makes sense. Maybe starting a little bit small because we are directly under resistance right now. And if it does continue lower, picking up the size of those purchases in anticipation of some sort of move upwards, I think makes a lot of sense. From an Elliott's perspective, we can see here that we did recently finish that C wave to the downside. We haven't got a confirmation of this being the beginning of the first, one, two, or three waves right here. But it does feel to me as if it very easily could be the continuation. So because of that, I definitely do like what I'm seeing from Avax. And we have a ton of room here on something like your daily RSI. Okay, we did H-bar, we did that one. Okay, Brett is another meme coin that's just not giving me the signs of life that I'll be hoping for. But sorry, one second, guys. Let me check my front door camera. My dogs have been barking for at least 10 minutes now. I mean, like a minute straight. Just making sure everything is all good. Hey, look, guys, give me 1 second. Somebody's here. I don't know. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Can you go see what they want at the front? Yeah. All right. I asked my brother to go see who that was. But so I think somebody's coming and measure one of the windows or something. Where was I? Oh yeah, but Brett. So looking at Brett, I think putting bids here on Brett is not a bad idea at all. I feel like base chain hasn't really been getting a lot of attention recently, but its day should come as well. And so because of that, I think Brett putting in some bids here, especially while it is back testing this massive point of resistance from here, maybe a little RS flip or something like that. I think we're going to be in a good spot. Carrie Ann likes being mean for no reason. Shout out to Carrie Ann. Anyway, so looking at, I think for the most part, that's it. Let me see. Bro gets raw. Lizard people at your door is crazy. I get worried sometimes. I'm like, yo, could you imagine like I'm talking all this craziness and I just get kidnapped? Like, this is not fun. All right, Phantom. Yeah, let's look at what S token is up to. Because I believe it did the full conversion to S now, right? Sonic to Tether. Love it. Let's see. Why didn't that switch? Hold on. There we go. Ooh, that's ugly. That doesn't look good. Wait, why are we on? That was odd. I hate this. I hate this with a passion. All right, let's see. Okay, so I wish I could just see the whole chart. Yo, Mirage, is there one where I can see the whole chart? Because this is just stupid. I don't like it. That's not what I meant to do. I want to see the chart history. Here we go. Okay, this is what I wanted. Okay. Let's see. So obviously we did see the sell the news event. We're seeing Phantom's price. I'm gonna say Phantom because I'm not used to saying S token. Just gonna warn you now. But we are seeing it coming back. It does feel. What did they? Are they good, Aaron? Okay. Hey guys, I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I gotta get all my cats and put them in the room because they're coming to change a window. Be right back. All right. Jesus. All right, we're back. So, yeah, so I have a window in the front of my house, and it's like been super foggy. So sorry, I'm out of breath. I went up down the stairs 3 times, but it's been super foggy. So people are coming here to change the window, but I have cats, and they didn't know that. And I'm like, yo, what if they just start? Hold on. There we go. So like, what if they don't know that and they start drilling holes, open the house, and my cats run? Oh. But 3 cats, 2 dogs. Rounding them up is a nightmare. Anyway, let's look at Phantom though. Oh goodness, how do we do this? Let's see. Boom, boom. Okay, so looking at Phantom, the only problem that I have with Phantom right now is that it's so close to this bottom side Fibonacci zone. I don't know why it wouldn't come this far. Like, we have this, right? We have that previous point of resistance right there that we're trying to build support off of. But we're just so close that I'm like, man, it feels like one more pullback to that would make a lot of sense. Like, even if it's just something like this, right? Like, bam, bam. And then we immediately get like, we're so close to it. It feels like we should go there. I would assume this is the 50 that we bounced off of, though. We bounced off the 50. So I mean, we did bounce off the 50%, which isn't a real Fibonacci level, but it is an important level. We did bounce off of the 50, so there is an argument to be made that it did hold some sort of macro support. So what I would probably be doing right now, putting in small bids, small bids here for Phantom. If Phantom is actually capable of breaking this key level of resistance back up here, right around 87 cents, I would say there is reason to believe that it may be done with this pullback, and some sort of push back up towards $1.07 to $1.21 could be on the way. But I would be very careful right now because, again, when you're this close to a bottom side Fibonacci zone, it's extremely, extremely difficult to not hit it. It's extremely difficult to not hit it. And so because of that, it's just like, be careful. Be careful with Phantom right now. Be very careful with Phantom. Let's see what the Elliott's waves are showing us. The Elliott's waves even say that there is still the possibility of a sixth or a C wave to the downside. Obviously, we got that full 5th wave extension up here, came back down. One could reasonably argue that there was an ABC there, but it wouldn't make a ton of sense because we did put in the second move here, which is why it's displaying the C wave here and the A wave here. So one would probably more reasonably say that we had A, B, C, or A, B, C. So there is still just the risk of that pullback right here, especially while we have that magnetization from this golden Fibonacci zone. So Mirage, just be super careful. Be super careful on that Phantom right now. I'd be putting in some micro bids, small bids, but I wouldn't be going absolutely nuts. I don't think that's a good idea, personally. Alrighty. Oh, we need to see the cats. They are all in my room right now, so we can't see the cats right now. But yeah, well, look, guys. So like I said, I want to just kind of jump on today, kind of give you my general thoughts about the market and how things are doing and kind of what things are looking like. And I hope you guys did enjoy that. I know this one is a little bit of a shorter stream, but I want to be able to do this more sustainably. I want to be able to do live streams for you guys 4 or 5 times a week. And so that's why they're going to be now an hour and a half. So hopefully I was able to cover most of the cryptos that you hope we would, and hope you got a good understanding of what the market's doing and where it's at right now and some of the different things that I'm doing. Again, these little hangout streams are going to be a lot more unprofessional, just kind of hanging out, checking out crypto and stuff like that. And I hope you guys do enjoy it. If you guys are interested, as I mentioned before earlier, if you want a little bit more access to the things that I'm buying and selling and classes and workshops and live streams and much more, you can go check out the crypto school down below, in which we are going to take crypto investors, give you a bunch of value to help you create your strategies and turn them into gains. Even since we've been on the stream, there was another 110% gainer on Fartcoin. So feel free to go check all that down and below. That's available for you. The other thing is that you can do, you can go check out my Twitter at Tyler Crypto Talk. It is going to be linked down in the description below. And lastly, go ahead and go get that bonus over on BTCC if you are interested. But all of you school members in here, I am going to be going live in the Discord server in about 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, maybe a little bit sooner than that. So do stay tuned for that. Be on the lookout for it. Everybody else, I hope you had an absolutely fantastic hour hanging out with your boy, and I can't wait to see you all later. Peace out, everybody.